everybody. Josh, RV Nerd. Well, not here at Bish's RV, actually here at Jayco. They were kind enough to pull a couple things up, let me get my hands on them here to get us some updated footage on the 27 RB Whitehawk. Now, I've been outside in the sun all day. I just ran out of sunscreen. I'm getting a little bit dehydrated, so pardon me if at times I make this video kind of like my underwear, a little bit brief. They have really given these Whitehawks, like every year they just keep tweaking little things, and it's hard to really put your finger on exactly what, but the general look and feel is really posh and upscale on the inside right now. Everything just has such a clean, pristine kind of look about it. I like it. Now, there's nothing earth-shatteringly new on the floor plan, other than the fact it just looks good. Now, they did combine both of their previous decors. You had two different options, and they took kind of the best of both worlds out of the two, and they created this really, like, vanilla, kind of soft-looking thing that, personally, I'm a big fan of. I really like how this thing looks. Now, Whitehawks are 0 to 100 degree rated. This thing is just a really dynamite couples model with like a true queen bed. The vaulted ceiling gives some extra head space in the shower, not to mention just making the whole RV look and feel nice. And it just has a big open look, and I really like what they did with the windows around the dinette this year. That alone right there really helped expand things. And what they did with the dining table. They used to have the table that bracketed right onto the face of the dinette, and too many of them broke. It was super annoying. Well, they kind of fixed that this year, and I really sort of like what they did. It's sturdy, it's reliable, it feels like it's going to really fit the bill, and you can always pull it over in front of the sofa for a little bit of hashtag Dinofa action right there. There's a guy, screen named Greg in Michigan. I feel like I owe him a nickel every time I say Dinofa because he's actually the originator of it. Now, there's cool things about the RV, but there's little things too, like it's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, a little bit longer than some other similar things. It does have two-stage travel access, but we're going to get into all that as we go in more detail. For now, if you appreciate how we're showing you good with the bad, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get rolling. Now today, we're going to enjoy a Whitehawk with 37% more ambient white noise in the background. That's because it is hot outside, this RV happens to be plugged in, and I'm taking advantage of a rare luxury in my line of work, being in an RV that is air conditioned while I'm recording a video. That's not something I typically get the chance to do in these hot months, and I'm jumping on it. Anyway, what are we looking at here? So, usually when you get a front bed, rear bath, you have the kitchen butted up against the bedroom wall. Whitehawk flip-flops that Missy Elliott style. That is, roll it over, flip it, and reverse it. And what you end up with here is something that I rather like. Now, it is a little bit longer than some, and one of the areas you can tell that is you have a full true U dinette, and they add some extra storage here before you even get to the bathroom wall. And as a result, this comes in a couple feet longer than some other things, but you get more storage. And with a true U dinette, they've changed around their windows this year. It's gone to that big triple section window. It just makes the camper look and feel bigger. What's helping that also is the fact that this is completely carpetless, and when the main floor and the slide floor match, it messes with the eyes and it makes the RV look really big. The vaulted ceiling helps, the skylight helps, all of that as well. Now, right next to me here, we're going to look at it when we turn around, but there's a big XL vent fan in the ceiling in the kitchen living cavity of the RV. The bedroom has its own small vent fan. The bathroom has its own small vent fan. So you get a bigger fan in a bigger room, a smaller fan in the smaller rooms, you know. They've also homogenized their decors. Last year you had vintage washed gray. You had modern farmhouse. So you had vintage and farmhouse. And this year they combined them into the, wait for it, vintage farmhouse decor. But they were a little more logical about it, where they put certain colors in the RV based on a lot of feedback owners had left over the last couple of years, and I think it looks good. I like the general overall look of it, you know. That's just my 2 cents, though. If you are not a fan, you probably won't like this. One thing I do want to point out here is they've eased up on the distress accents in like some of the cabinets. Like if you notice, it doesn't look like it's really dirty. It just kind of looks like somebody traced around it a little bit with a marker. It looks a little clearer and more defined. And I think it's a nice evolution, you know, in terms of what they were doing. One of the things that's also cool about this one, I'm going to sit over here at the dinette, and I just discovered something. Ouch! Oh my gosh. Okay, so the handles at the bottom of the dinette doors, They like to grab your ankles, apparently, if you're not paying attention. Maybe that's just a symptom of me doing camera work and not watching where I'm sitting or stepping or something, but that stung a little bit. You should see my legs right now. Earlier this week, I got bit by a Cherokee gray wolf. I was gored by a Forest River ibex. Like, my legs are just all kinds of stabbed up right now, but enough about my life. Anyway, by the way, you do have a hide-a-bed option available. I would personally go with the theater seating, like we're looking at here, but everyone's got a little different preference. Now, a couple nice things. You see the black switch in the slide box. Jayco's really good about that, giving you switches for the lights right above you. And you'll see different switches for the lights right above the dinette, beside the dinette, and those are household and USB plugs. They're down a little bit low. It would be nicer if they were up about the same level as that switch, so you wouldn't have to, kind of dangle a cord around quite so far, but, it is what it is. Now, their RV may not look quite as big right here because they do build in this, 6-inch, 7-inch little privacy wall right here. That's about 12 inches if you ask most guys. But what it allows for is if the bedroom door is shut, nobody can really peekaboo around it, especially because they do have a little positive latch system there. Both sides of the bed have household and USB outlets. It is a true queen bed as well. Now, I'll tell you, a lot of people are probably not going to care for the factory mattress. And if anybody can tell me the correct mattress that fits everybody, please let me know, and we will pay you real money. But that's the reason RV factories typically have awful mattresses, because there is no one mattress option that works for everybody. Now, the bedroom actually has surprisingly good views, and the nose of the RV, you saw the sun coming in through that skylight, or the windshield rather. The nose of the RV is facing the sun. I'm running the air conditioner right now. The bedroom is hands down the coolest, most comfortable room in the RV currently, which actually rather surprises me. But hey, there you go. That's an extra little detail I don't normally get to share with you, in a lot of my videos that we're picking up today. Coming at her from the other direction. If you wake up in the morning, the clock gives out a warning, you don't think you're going to make it on time, hopefully you get saved by the bell. Wonder, I bet if you listen to my silly random pop culture references, you'll be able to almost exactly guess my age. Although I've been told I'm a little bit old for my age, and my hairline is 54, even though I'm only 40. Why was I pointing at the ceiling? Oh yeah, I wanted to give you a look at this fan right here so you could see what I'm talking about. So in the bedroom ceiling vent, you have a small fan. In the bathroom, you have a small fan. In the kitchen living room, you have a big fan. Now, the bedroom's small fan vent, you can sacrifice for a second air conditioner. Whitehawks are 50 amp service. That is something that you can do. More household and USB outlets over there down below that multi-detector, your CO and whatever else detector, But look at the legs. This is interesting because the tabletop actually quickly, easily releases from those, and they fold down and take up almost no space. They easily store under the bed. I'm very curious to know what people think about that once it actually starts getting out there. Notice how all these windows open for airflow. Well, pardon me, correction. This middle section does not. These two sections do open for airflow, and obviously that one opens for airflow. That is not easy to do when you're not sure where your hand's going to show up on camera, by the way. I'm really glad that panned out 6.5 minutes into this video. Crack it open, all the storage right here. You see how there's a couple little hanging hooks in there? Those are removable shelves in that closet. So kind of keep that in mind, or pantry, or closet. It's a closet, a pantry closet. Anyway, sorry, you get the idea. Now, the refrigerator door can open either direction, probably less critical in this specific floor plan. There is a neat little chunk of storage above the television as well. Back here in the bedroom, there are individual dresser drawers down beside the bed on either side, along with your two hanging wardrobes. But then across from the bed, tucked really smartly behind the entertainment center, that is where you find extra bonus closet and dresser space. So, they have really tried to use every nook and cranny here. And because they had to go with a U-dinette, and a true U-dinette is longer and requires the RV to be longer, that meant that they had more counter space, and those 3 drawers between the oven and the sink would not be there if this was just a conventional 2-bench kind of camper. It makes a big difference. So you start like a lot of people will look at a 2-bench kind of U-dinette floor, or U-dinette, dang it, People look at a 2-bench standard dinette floor plan and say, well, they should just make it a U. Well, you can't. You can't just make one side of the RV longer than the other without something else stretching, you know? So that extra length gives us the big dinette. It gives us the extra kitchen counter space. It gives us those extra drawers. And I do like the toe kick down there at the kitchen so you don't end up with lower back strain. More on that in just a second. But all of that extra neat stuff means longer, heavier, more expensive. Everything is a push and a pull. Nothing is just good without recourse. Always keep that in mind. Now, this thing down here, I mentioned this. If you've never owned an RV, when you go out shopping, here's a pro tip for you from Uncle Josh. Stand at the sink. Stand at the stove. And I mean really stand there and act for like 5 minutes like you're doing dishes. And see if your lower back starts hurting. Because a lot of RVs, you have to stand so far back from the sink that you're leaning forward, and man, it sucks. Actually go sit on the toilet. Like, I'm not trying to be funny when I do my silly little toilet selfie champion routine like this. I'm trying to show you what kind of space you have using my chubby body as a guinea pig. And, you know, putting myself on the line, doing my own stunts to help you shop better, basically. That's my goal. And whether you buy here or not. Now, certainly, like I make no secret about it. I work for Bish's RV. We only make money when we sell RVs, you know. And I certainly hope we get the opportunity to earn your business. That would be wonderful. But I know that we don't sell all of the RVs. But, you know, if you appreciate the work that we're doing here, at least hit that subscribe button, like our video. Just little things like that could really help. Now, the vaulted ceiling really helps in the shower. It gives you a lot of nice space there. You saw that porcelain foot flush stool has all kinds of room around it. And I really like how they have doors on the bathroom storage right there. It's not just wide open. Now, if you're only rolling up towels will stay in open face storage pretty well, but everything else will tend to find a way to tumble down onto the floor. That's not as much fun, personally. And I'm sure you noticed earlier, but I pulled down all the blackout shades to kind of showcase those things for you. I bet if I pulled those down, it'd stay a lot cooler in here, but the bedroom, again, was doing surprisingly well. But the bedroom is lost in road mode unless you use the second entry door. From the primary door, here's something I want to show you. You can, oh, I'm running into the wall behind me. There's definitely room here. Again, there's that handle that bit my ankle earlier, so keep an eye on that stupid thing. But beyond that, you know, if you need to slip past this thing, you need to get to the refrigerator, the kitchen drawer space, like that's readily accessible. And from the entry door, there's also, no question about it, the bathroom access is, let me see, the technical term for this, it is absolutely craptastic. And if you'd like to enjoy like a little roadside nap, or it's a long drive and you're doing some Cracker Barrel stealth mode Walmart parking lot camping or something like that, there's no need to deploy the slide to get up here. You do have to go around to maybe get to everything else, but you can do it without opening the slide. And I've said it like 6 years running, but there's something about these Whitehawks. They've got like a spaceship kind of appearance for me. Now, whether this one is or is not half-ton towable is going to depend on the capacities of your vehicle and maybe where you might be taking it. Big cross breeze country, big mountainous elevation changes. I don't know that a half-ton's really going to always like those things. This is one of those things, you know, my general safe recommendation is a 3/4 ton, but I would love it if the various members watching of the RV Nerd Herd, some owners of an RV like this or something this size, if you could chime in and say, I tow a such and such RV with this kind of vehicle and here's my experience, that might be really handy to someone else who's kind of out there looking, learning, and shopping right now. Now, Whitehawks here, they're really good about giving us some big open pass-through compartments with slam latches on both sides and big doors. If I'm going to be nitpicky, that battery disconnect switch, I kind of just wish it was mounted up a little bit higher so it wasn't potentially susceptible to shifting cargo, although when you're going down the road, if you have that disconnected and unplugged, really shouldn't be too much of an issue. If you look on the window of the door there, you see that 2+3 sticker. Jayco's offering about double the warranty of nearly anybody else, and I'm going to have to back up further. Holy cow, this has a really nicely sized awning on it. That is fantastic. Now, a couple of things to consider here, some points of concern, telling you the good with the bad. You've got two hot air exhaust points over here on the campsite of your RV. You've got the furnace on the right, and you've got the water heater on the left. So the furnace first. This doesn't bother me as much because chances are when you're cold camping and running the furnace, you're probably not sitting outside under the awning in a camping chair or something like that. The water heater is a little more of a concern because you're going to be running that all the time. But with this being a couples model and not having as many kids running around, most likely anyway, it doesn't bother me as much as it otherwise could, but just some kind of things to think about there. Now those wide stance stability axles, what those are doing is they are helping offset in terms of towability some of this big wide length, or well, long length that we have right here. Wide length, yeah, you can tell it's the end of the day. Although, you know what, to be fair, I say stupid stuff like that even when it's not the end of the day, so I don't know if you can tell anything. Those are Goodyear Endurance radials, and these do have factory standard tire pressure monitoring, which is cool. And they revised the camp kitchen this year. Now, I've left everything in here. The brown box is the griddle, and then you see the like that little tray and that arm and stuff. Those will mount back here on the bumper. So you've got a bumper-mounted griddle that is away from the door, but it's also right next to the awning, so you can still stand under the awning if it's light drizzling and tend to your stuff effectively. Now the ladder there is 250-pound rated to get you up to that fully walkable Jayco Magnum Truss roofing system. Basically, Jayco roofing is rated to hold more weight than pretty much anybody else. So there's a lot of dealers and different people I've met in different areas of the country and areas that get like crazy heavy snow loads. One of the things that I've heard from those people at different stores is they really like their Jaycos because when all the snow piles up, they don't have to try to climb onto the roof of the campers and push all the snow off because they can handle it. Now, you might notice all the gate valves and everything are all enclosed and protected under the belly, and it's a single sewer outlet. Everything drains to that one point right there. But look what they did again with those dining windows. I love that big extra long window overlooking the U-dinette. It just feels, it feels done with a lot of purpose and intent, and I just feel like it opens up the whole interior and just really enhances the experience nicely. Now, for a couple seasons, White Hawks have been using Azdel on their walls on both the layer below the fiberglass and the layer just behind the wallpaper, effectively on the inside. That's what I refer to as double Azdel. And these are an enclosed underbelly, forced air heated. They are 0 to 100 degree rated, tested, proven. There's an ugly phrase I despise in the RV industry: 4 seasons. Is it 4 seasons? Because people are trained to ask that question, and I think they're trained incorrectly by people who are using predatory tactics to take advantage of you. No RV, none of them, are proven to work in any weather, all weather. But 0 to 100 degrees, these are. Whew! You're just watching a single video. What you didn't know is that I've been at this all day with just a whole crap load of stuff. Now I get to go home, edit all the footage, get it all ready, put it out there, because I'm a one-man band. So also leave me some comments, because I need more to do. Seriously though, if you want to check for pricing and availability, check those links in the video description. And beyond that, let me know what you think about this one. What do you like and dislike? And remember, we don't do hidden dealer fees, we just do everything else to take care of you. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.